cameras may have gone dark, but the story of the Kilcher family is far from over. Alaska, The Last Frontier wasn't just another reality show. It was a raw glimpse into a family living on the edge of survival, where every season meant a fight against nature itself. For more than a decade, viewers were captivated by their grit, their heartbreaks, and their triumphs. But when the final season wrapped in 2022 without warning, fans were left wondering, what became of the Kilchers? Today, we dive deep into their lives beyond television, uncovering how each star has carried the legacy forward. Long before television crews ever set foot on the homestead, the Kilcher story was already legendary. It began in the 1930s, when Yule Kilcher and Ruth Weber left war-torn Europe in search of freedom and peace. They settled in the wilds of Alaska, where there were no roads, no electricity, and no safety net, just sheer willpower and the land itself. Together, they raised 8 children, farmed, hunted, and carved out a life from raw wilderness. What few realize is that Yule and Ruth were pioneers not just in homesteading, but also in storytelling. They filmed their own documentary, A Pioneer Family in Alaska, and toured it across Europe, showing the world what life on the frontier truly meant. Yule even became a delegate who helped write Alaska's constitution, while Ruth shared her voice as a poet and columnist. Their legacy wasn't just survival, it was vision, art, and a commitment to independence. This foundation set the stage for the generations that followed, paving the way for the Kilchers we came to know and love on Alaska. The Last Frontier. Ats Kilcher became the voice and heart of Alaska, the last frontier. But his story runs far deeper than what fans saw on screen. As the eldest son, he carried the family torch, guiding the younger Kilchers while blending music, poetry, and survival skills into a life shaped by both beauty and pain. Behind the strong exterior, Ats wrestled with the shadows of a turbulent childhood and the scars of serving in Vietnam. These experiences left him with heavy burdens of PTSD and family trauma, struggles he later revealed in his memoir. Yet Ats refused to let hardship define him. Through music, he transformed pain into poetry, and through community work, he found new purpose helping fellow veterans heal. Today, Ats remains a storyteller at heart, still writing songs and sharing wisdom from the homestead, reminding us that the hardest battles are often the ones fought within. If Ats was the soul of the family, Otto Kilcher was its engine. Known as the fixer of all things broken, Otto turned scraps into survival tools, proving that nothing on the homestead ever went to waste. Fans adored his ingenuity, but in 2022, Otto faced a challenge even he couldn't repair. During a brutal snowstorm, he was trampled by a cow, an accident that left him with broken ribs and punctured lungs. The terrifying ordeal shook fans who feared the worst. Yet Otto's resilience carried him through a long recovery, and he eventually reinvented himself in a new frontier, YouTube. Today, he shares projects, homestead hacks, and glimpses of life with over 80,000 loyal subscribers. Despite rumors of his passing, Otto is alive, active, and still creating. At 73, he continues rolling hay, fixing machines, and proving that grit, creativity, and family bonds can outlast even the harshest storms. Ivan and Eve Kilcher became the modern face of homesteading, showing viewers that tradition and innovation could live side by side. On Alaska, the last frontier, Ivan carried his father Otto's knack for mechanics, while Eve thrived as the homestead gardener, raising their children in the same rugged world that shaped generations before them. But after the cameras stopped rolling, they transformed their lifestyle into something bigger than television. Eve published a successful cookbook filled with family recipes, while together they launched an online community offering workshops, tutorials, and behind-the-scenes glimpses into their daily lives. Their website now serves as both an educational hub and a brand that inspires aspiring homesteaders worldwide. Despite stepping away from reality TV, they continue to live simply while sharing their journey through social media, blending old-world skills with modern platforms. For Ivan and Eve, the homestead is not just survival, it's a family legacy reimagined for the future. Ats Lee Kilcher's journey on Alaska, the last frontier, was anything but ordinary. Cast as the family's black sheep, he walked away from the homestead to chase a life of music, only to realize the wilderness was where he truly belonged. His return, alongside wife Jane, created one of the show's most beloved storylines. But in 2015, tragedy struck. A fall from a cliff left him with devastating injuries, broken bones, crushed ribs, and punctured lungs that nearly cost him his life. The recovery was grueling, testing not only his body but also his marriage. Rumors swirled for years, and eventually, his split from Jane became public. Yet Lee refused to fade into the shadows. He now documents his adventures on YouTube, sharing unfiltered glimpses of homestead life without producers shaping the narrative. For fans missing the show, his channel offers the raw, authentic Kilcher experience, proof that his frontier spirit still burns strong. Jane Kilcher carved out her own identity on Alaska, the last frontier, standing shoulder to shoulder with her then-husband, Lee, in the rugged fight for survival. But after their marriage collapsed, Jane faced the challenge of redefining herself outside the homestead. In true frontier fashion, she didn't retreat, she reinvented. In 2021, she shocked fans by joining the cast of Bering Sea Gold, trading mountains for one of the most dangerous workplaces on Earth. As a former fisherwoman and registered nurse, Jane brought grit, skill, and heart to her new role, quickly earning respect in the high-stakes world of dredging. Through divorce, heartbreak, and change, she's proven that survival isn't just about living off the land, it's about adapting when life shifts course. Today, Jane continues to explore, work, and raise her children, embodying the resilience that made her a fan favorite. Her story shows that the frontier isn't a place, it's a spirit. Charlotte Kilcher may have joined the family through her marriage to Otto, but she quickly became a vital force on the homestead. A former wildlife biologist from California, she embraced Alaskan life with remarkable dedication, tending gardens, raising livestock, and even managing vast peony fields that became a family hallmark. Fans admired her compassion, whether she was caring for animals or releasing flowers into the bay as a heartfelt tribute during the pandemic. Today, Charlotte continues to balance farm work with a strong social media presence, sharing her simple yet purposeful lifestyle. Her story proves resilience and nurture are as essential as grit. Bonnie Kilcher Dupree may not have sought the spotlight like some of her family, but her quiet strength and artistry left a lasting mark. Originally from New York, she built a life with Kilcher that blended frontier living with creativity. A talented painter and craftswoman, Bonnie shares her landscapes and handmade art through local galleries, online sales, and her homestead studio. She and split their time between Alaska and Arizona, balancing rugged isolation with artistic exploration. While she stepped back from music, her passion for painting continues to flourish, showing that creativity, like the homestead spirit, only grows stronger with time. The story of the Kilchers didn't end when Alaska: The Last Frontier went off the air. It simply shifted off-screen. From Atz's healing songs and Otto's reinvention online, to Ivan and Eve's digital homestead, Lee's raw adventures, Jane's fearless leap into the Bering Sea, Charlotte's nurturing touch, and Bonnie's artistic spirit, each has carried the legacy forward in their own way. The cameras may have stopped rolling in 2022, but the frontier still lives on in their daily lives. And perhaps that's the real lesson. Survival isn't just about enduring the wild, it's about adapting, evolving, and thriving. So which Kilcher's journey inspires you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories from the stars you love.